Good afternoon and welcome down to Beta Park down here in Poole. And we don't come to Poole very often because Poole is quite a long way away from us. Probably not as far as what we've travelled for other fairs this year, but quite a long way away from us. But we've come down here for one reason. The toboggan coaster. Oh, I just don't see the toboggan coaster anymore. I've just actually spoken to the gent just walking through the park before we started, and he said it was off ride last year, which is why we didn't see it anywhere last year. Usually goes to Dorset Steam Fair, but it's come down a little bit earlier, and we want to try it. We've heard a lot of things about it, and it just looks a magnificent structure. I mean, when you look at it, it's just something else, isn't it? There's a few other rides here as well, so we're going to walk you through the fair now. They've got the Razzle Dazzle little top hat ride. They've got like an Octopus as well as rides we have seen this year. Our favourite ghost train, the Mirror Maze. There's also the Orbiter, which we saw down in Gosport. And in addition to that, there's Waltzer as well. So let's go and do some rides. It's a wristband fair. It's £8. They're 2-hour sessions. We're on the 1 till 3 session today, a nice early one. The weather is looking a little bit like it's just about to rain, so we definitely want to get things done before it rains. So we're going to take you on board, we're going to take you for some rides, take you to the POVs, and yeah, go get a wristband and show you around the fair. A quick walk through the fair for you there. This Orbiter we've seen this year already. We've seen many times to be fair whilst we've gone around. And it's going to be our starting point. We want to get the spinning rides out of the way first, which includes this. A little Octopus just there, and a top hat Razzle Dazzle over the back. We've also got the Waltzer as well, and of course our favourite ghost train. Look at this beast. Love that ghost train. But the first stop is going to be the Orbiter here. We'll get out of the way. I quite like this Orbiter. It's a nice example one. It looks a bit older than some of the others we've seen, but it does ride really, really well. I've not done these two rides over here. I've not done this style Octopus before, and I've not done that particular top hat Razzle Dazzle over the back either. Last time I went on one of those was at Breen Leisure, or Breen Theme Park as it's now called. Now it's a long time ago because that's been since replaced. I don't actually know where that ride went. But yeah, we're going to take you on board of those. We'll let you know obviously what they're like once we get off them. And then of course we're going to head over to the toboggan. At the moment they're just drying the track. Had a little bit of rain here, a little bit of spit, so we'll let them dry track and we're going over there. And we want to get some good rides in on that, at least 3 or 4 rides. It's not one I've been on, that particular one. And yeah, really, really pleased that it's down south. We'll of course take you on the ghost train here. I'm not sure we're going to Mirror Maze, and I have to be honest, I'm not really feeling the Waltzer today, but we'll see, we'll see. We've got some dodgems over there. We'll see how many people arrive at the park, how many people go on it. But yeah, let's get you on the Orbiter. dazzle. That's definitely not as quick as the one I went on at Bream, but I tell you, it actually gives a lot better airtime, a lot better airtime. So once you sit on one of those, as you've seen in the video beforehand, it kind of raises up and spins at the same time. And it goes at a much higher height as well. So when you get to the top, there's some real good airtime in it. Like genuinely, some great airtime in it. Yeah, really enjoyable ride. Really enjoyable ride. We're now going to hit this. So it's kind of a version of the Octopus. The last Octopus I went on was a giant Octopus that karters have, which is much more sort of the retro one, shall we say. Saying that, I don't know how old this one is, but this one is definitely more focused on spinning the cars than pace, which is fine with me because I love a good spinning ride. Yeah, look at it there. Beautiful attraction. Get some real good spin on there as well. So yeah, gonna head on to that now. And then of course, over to this. Can't wait for this one. It's open, there's people on it. Oh, I can't wait. Here, Dodgems. It has actually really picked up it. It's actually got quite busy at the park, so there are quite a lot of people riding. Here's the dates, Beta Park. We're at the last day today. Or nearly at the last day today, but they will be at Hammerworthy Park. I believe some of these as well are heading over to the Great Dorset Steam Fair, which we won't be going to, but it's at the end of the month, so keep an eye out for that one. Razzle dazzle done. Love that. Let's go on this bad boy. there's quite a lot of copyright music in this park, to be honest with you, so we're just kind of moving away slightly. But yeah, that giant octopus, I'm not actually sure what that one's called because it hasn't got a name there. What a strange ride. Really enjoyable, but what a strange attraction. So, as I said, we've been on the Carter's one. The Carter's one that used to travel. I actually haven't seen the giant octopus on the scene for a couple of years. We went out in Bognor last, and whilst we know the dive bomb has come back, there's no sign of the giant octopus yet, fingers crossed. That is like one of the classic ones. It's all about pace. It's all about kind of going around and you spin a little bit, and yeah, just great fun, absolute great fun. This one is definitely a more modern version. I don't actually know how old it is, but the cars, I mean, you can see they've stopped now, look at them spin. They've really got some spin to them. So it doesn't have the pace, it's not about the pace. It raises up and it goes in kind of the octopus motion, down and up, and it kind of raises up and, you know, and as you kind of get there, you build a bit of momentum on the spin, and as you drop, it really does spin, like really spins. And you know, you do that for like 90 seconds, you'll have seen on the video there. You do that for sort of 90 seconds, maybe 2 minutes, and oh, yeah, I have to say, I felt a bit ropey getting off of that, a little bit sick, but that was great fun, genuinely great fun. Really enjoyed that ride, and I'm not sure I can go on it again. I'm not sure I can, but we've got to head to the coaster. The coaster is definitely the next stop, and is the most important reason why we came down here, although we haven't done these other two rides. We said we've done the waltzer before, we're going to go on the ghost train as well. We might squeeze that in next. I'll have a look at the queue for the coaster. Maybe we'll squeeze in the Transylvanian Express, because we can't not go on that while we're here. And then yeah, toboggan time, people. It's toboggan time. A great ghost train. So as we said before, keep an eye out for that ghost train. It's easily our favourite. So much going on in there. Cracking ghost train. But now it is time. See the toboggan in the background. It's toboggan time, people. We're going to take you on for a ride, and then we want to ride it a couple of times. So try and give you a reaction when we get off first time. I think I'll have to ride it a second time, maybe even a third before we give a full reaction. But we are definitely heading over now to the toboggan. Here we go. Crazy toboggan time. Nearly ready for the nice vertical lift of that. Look at that. What a beast. Cheers.
Okay, put your arms over the top and hold on to the bar, the front with both hands. Thank you, mind your head first.
Thank you. Definitely something special. My head actually touches the ceiling whilst you go around, so you kind of sit on the floor of the car, put your legs underneath, and then yeah, kind of the head touches the car. We need to go back on it again. I need to get back on it, and we'll get off and we'll do a full review of it. So, toboggan ride, here we go. We have to go on it again. This is a pure vertical lift hill here. Quite loud, to be fair. And yeah, it's a lovely little ride. I would say we wait till off the noisy bit, and then you kind of go the Helix down the tower here. Such a unique travelling roller coaster. You really don't come across this very often. The guy said it's mainly at the Dorset Steam Fair, but it's down here early. The Steam Fair's at the end of the month. And yes, travelling here, and I have to say, it's a cracking little coaster. It's really not that bad. But you will see on this corner my face here, which is unique at best. This bit, this is the best. I mean, that's something else. Oh, lovely, lovely little ride. Really, really great pleasure to kind of come on it down south. I think you should go on it. It's really not that bad. did have to go back on it for a second and maybe third time. We just had a chat with the gent actually who's running it, because I don't really know a lot about it, to be honest with you. I didn't realise it was made by Chance. You really don't get many Chance rides, to be honest, let alone roller coaster based ones. I mean, I think the last, I'm sure I've been on some Chance rides along the way, but you know, the Chaos ride, the Chance Chaos, is one of my favourite rides. You just don't see them anymore. But beautiful, beautiful ride. So he had it off the road last year. They were waiting for a new chain. He had a few problems with chain, which was a real shame. And of course we went to Goose Fair and it wasn't there, and we kind of expected that's where we would possibly see it. We don't go to the Dorset Steam Fair. You know, it's a busy, expensive event, and quite honestly, you know, most of the rides we can see elsewhere except this. So we got really excited when we found out that it was here, and it was part of a wristband. You know, I've been on it 3 times, normally at £2.50 a ride, roughly £2.50 a ride. You know, when you consider that £7.50, I've paid £8 for the band, and I've been on all the other rides as well. Bargain, absolute bargain. But the ride itself, yeah, really different, but brilliant. Honestly, brilliant. When you think of these crazy caterpillars you see around, you know, when you rock up to a fair and see that bad boy, oh, something else, really something else. So it has a vertical lift hill. You think Soar, instantly think Soar, maybe the Smiler as well, for those that haven't been down the Fort Park at other ends of the country. Complete vertical. You kind of literally leave just here, and you go vertical right up there. And when you consider this is a travelling roller coaster, a vertical lift hill that goes right up the top, it's just something else. Once you get to the top, and I have to say it's really comfortable. So you kind of sit in the car, you kind of sit on the floor of the car. There's not really a seat. It's all padded nicely, it's padded down the side. You put your arms up, and of course you're advised to hold on with both hands to the rail. The roof bit comes down, so the roof bit, which you can see here going putting down, I have to say, I'm not the tallest of people, but it does kind of push your head down. And you'll see that in the video as well, the second reaction, it kind of pushes the head down. But it's comfortable, it is really comfortable. From there, you kind of get tight, you're nice and snug in, you hold on with one hand, because I'm holding the camera with the other, and you head off. Straight up the vertical lift hill. It's a lovely smooth climb, genuinely, really smooth climb. You know, I'd compare this to Soar, I'd probably say this ride's more comfortable. From there, you then literally come out and you start the helixes. All the way down, the little spiral, all the way down before this corner here. Now this corner here is a little bit jolty, but not that bad. You know, I've seen things and I've read things about this coaster, and everyone says it's really uncomfortable. It's actually not that bad at all. It's really not. You know, I've been on far worse profile rides, especially traveling ones. That is actually really quite fun, because you go into it and you kind of hit it quite hard because you're at the bottom of the spiral. It's definitely a controlled speed. You're not like free falling down the spiral. It's definitely at a controlled speed, and you kind of hit the corner and then you dip down. It gives some wonderful airtime, really, you know, even though you're quite squashed in, a little bum out of seat moment as you head back up. You know, I've got off it, my neck doesn't hurt, my back doesn't hurt. You go around the final corner here and you got a couple of bunny hops, which are great fun, the way it goes down and comes back up, and then you stop in the station. You know, the feeling of it actually, you know, of course it rattles a bit. It's a travelling ride, I'd expect it to rattle a bit, but in terms of sort of, you know, rides I've ridden in the past and, you know, travelling rides, you just get nothing like it. It is beautiful ride. It's quite, you know, it's well maintained. The cars look fantastic. I love these little cars. Absolutely love them. And you know, we should really cherish the fact that I believe this is the only one in the UK. I'm sure it's the only one in the UK. And here it is, down on the south coast. But honestly, great ride, a great feeling on that. You know, I always take into account it's a travelling ride and it's not one based at a theme park. And the vertical lift hill, brilliant, great fun going down the spiral, and a little bit of thrill at the end. Really good. We've ridden it 3 times. I don't advise really you put 2 adults in the front, because it could be a bit tight, but you could do that. But no, absolutely stunning. Really impressed with the toboggan ride. That's the fair here down in Beta Park. Obviously you'll see by the poster where they're going next, because I actually can't remember. Rewind a bit, you'll be able to see where they're going next. £8 wristband it is here. I imagine it'll be £8 at the next one. As far as I'm aware, all these rides will be travelling there. And then we know that definite this is going to the Dorset Steam Fair at the end of the month, which is a massive event which we don't go to, so we won't be going there as well. But we've had a cracking time. You know, it's great to see some different rides. We've seen obviously these ones before, Orbiter and Pulse Razor we've been on before, along with the Ghost Train and Mirror Maze. But it's great to see some different rides as well, and they were great fun. Genuinely great fun. You know, that Top Hat Razzle Dazzle ride, oh, amazing airtime on that, a real throw out of seat moment. Absolutely loved it. And yeah, that Octopus as well, really odd, but really enjoyable. You know, there's very few rides that actually make me feel a bit sick, but I think if I went on that a couple of times, I would probably struggle. I'm not gonna lie, I'd probably struggle. It's just time right to get the spin, and it is smooth as, absolutely smooth as. But we had a cracking time at the fair. But from UK Theme Parks, remember, like and subscribe. We've still got some fairs coming this year. Also got Halloween coming up. Who doesn't like Halloween? So we will be back. Thanks for joining us, and we'll see you next time.